Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter from an asteroid near Brow. And that's me done.
Hi everyone, I'm Dakami-sama and I play Solas Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hello everyone, I'm Salem Mortar. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a Druid from Grayspace.
Hi everyone, I'm Levalithana, Seshithar, an Elven Wild Mage. Doesn't know where from.
Hey there, I am Zakad. I play Lafdul Moonglade, an elven specialty priest of Erva Nilsir, and occasionally a thief. The party better not know about the thief part, that just won't end well.
Only occasionally.
Okay, yeah, well, this is a very limited opportunity. Unless I start stealing from the party, but, people don't like that. So his gimmicks coming out with fun titles. His current title is where is it? Polygonal Portmanteau Producer. So I will type that in Twitch chat. Polygonal. So I was making up a play on the portmanteau, was combining words together. So I got poly and original. The original many word producer person, basically.
Sounds good.
I've got a few examples on Twitch, so.
And Anghammarand is giving you a reroll. There we go. All right.
Thank you.
Also, Ockar's player is not here today. The reroll's available to the players, and for 500 bits, anyone can give a reroll to the player of their choice, or myself. Most importantly, myself. I desperately need them. Solas has one, Leva has one, Lafdul has one, Ockar has one, Braxon has one, Finn has 0, and I, the Dungeon Master, have a measly 2. So we left off last time. The party had just entered the Phlogiston, leaving Ericol space with a pair of elven vessels in tow. You have been in the Phlogiston for a week now. And...
Question.
Mm-hmm.
In case we get split up, would anyone in the party be against us giving a copy of our route home limerick instructions to the elves?
I think you already gave it to them when you were being,
Yeah, I think that's already implied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, you guys didn't do anything to, hide it or hold it back when you were talking to them originally.
Yeah.
So
okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So they do have that.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. Yep.
Since we last time talked that you can have me have already researched week for that spell, and I didn't have it decided last time. I have decided now. So should I roll the time and money?
Yes, go ahead and do so.
Would you remind me the formula?
Well, it's 2 weeks per spell level, and it is 1d10 times 100 per spell level.
So 1d10 times 3 then.
Well, 300, yeah. If it's a 3rd level spell.
Oof. And it's 2 weeks per level, so it would be 6 weeks.
Yep. If you do you have a scroll with it on it?
I don't think so. I don't remember having.
Okay. And is that a that's not a concentration summoning spell, right?
No, it's just a moment. It was
probably alteration.
Alteration.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a conversation with someone about alteration spells, and it was amusing for its wrongness. Anyway, so yeah, so that's going to be 1,800 gold pieces. and 6 weeks. So you've gotten 1 week done so far. And yeah, as a reminder, Conjuration Summoning spells, any spell from the Conjuration Summoning school does not work. Neither does any spell that explicitly brings something from another plane, like shadow magic and stuff like that.
Right. So Braxon will be doing the money bag.
Okay. And
I don't understand how that works in the Phlogiston.
It's
It's
convertible.
transmutation.
Yeah, it's transmutation. It's not. It's
Right.
not swapping the money. It's literally
Changing it.
changing the coinage. Yeah.
Out of interest,
Mhm.
if we go to a place that's got different symbols on the coins, and we put a copper coin in there, do we eventually get like a gold coin that has the symbols of a copper coin on it?
I think you're thinking about it too much. Just be happy. Just be happy that I am letting you simply calculate out how much you can get out of it, rather than require you to say, all right, the first day I'm doing the bag. Second day I'm doing the bag and I get this much out. Third day I'm doing the bag and I'm getting this much out. And then also requiring you to keep track of how many copper coins you have and how much.
No, that's good.
So you know.
That's good. Just don't send us back to Crin Space. Because it works differently in Crin Space.
No promises.
We just do gold to platinum, you'll be fine.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is like, that's what the calculation is. Gold to platinum is by far the most efficient conversion.
Yeah, I know.
And again, like, if I were a jerk about it, I would say, oh, no, you have to start with copper. Anyway, all right. So yeah, you know how much you get out of that, so you can just be keeping track of that. So yeah, the first week has come to a conclusion. You are periodically stopping, like when you need to change helmsman, and that is getting the elven ships in close enough to you to like signal and stuff like that, because they will be dropping out of spelljamming speed.
Yeah. So, if there's 3 ships, what happens about the Phlogiston navigation checks?
You're in the lead, so you are making the checks.
Right. So it's my fault if we all go the wrong way.
It's not so much about going the wrong way. It's just about making some slight errors in travel with dealing with like flow rapids and stuff like that.
We're trying to surf along the fastest bit of the river.
Yeah, essentially.
Fastest and safest.
Yeah.
But considering that the rhyme we got for the route home, it doesn't mention that there's any splits in the rivers, you shouldn't be able to get lost that easily.
Well, it may not
It's
mention.
possible, but not
It may
easy.
not mention something that is seemingly like immaterial kind of thing.
Yeah. Don't give old ideas.
It's entirely possible that things can happen that are just not mentioned. Oh yeah, I was gonna revise the chart. So I have you on the Phlogiston map. I do have the spheres that you've been to, but they're currently hidden until you actually connect back up to places that you know.
Right. Yeah.
Once you do, then I will reveal to you where you are essentially in relative to where you've been relative to other places. And of course, like any Phlogiston map is technically it's a diagram. It's like a most subway maps, in that it's about relative connections and stuff like that, rather than trying to accurately measure space, because you can't do that in the Phlogiston.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's competing versions. Just
Well,
like there's supposed to be competing different versions of the Geonomicon, isn't there?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, for example, the Phlogiston rivers aren't straight. They twist and turn, and you have no way of knowing where you are on the X, Y, and Z axis. It's entirely possible that you could leave a crystal sphere, like two ships could leave a crystal sphere from opposite ends, go to different spheres, and technically, like, they're like on the y-axis up above and down below.
Yeah.
But you can't see it. It doesn't matter. And so on a map, it's just straight lines.
Yeah, for all we know, for example, green space is directly below gray space.
Yep. All right. So that week has passed. The second week gets underway. So let's go ahead and find out what you guys are doing.
I can't remember if we've done the ship inspection recently.
I cannot recall you having done a ship inspection recently.
So I guess we'll be doing that, looking for barnacles and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Oh, it might be a
often-
bit easier.
How often do you do ship inspections?
I do one of them every 4 weeks. Just in case. We have had things growing on the hull before.
And every time we go into port and such, I think.
Yeah, but like if you go into port and your ship is infested with stuff that infests the port, you get into serious trouble. I believe
Which is why I would think you would do it just before you enter the port.
Or you do it all the time anyway, because like you don't know how much damage could be getting done. If you had a load of things attached to your hull underneath, they'd be breathing up all the air, and you wouldn't know.
Well,
like,
it depends.
We got creatures now that make air, but
it would depend on the types of creatures. Some of them don't use air and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of different things. There's always some minor stuff that is basically harmless. That you don't have to worry about. There are some things that are much more harmful and stuff like that. Generally, if you have a little bit of the harmless stuff when you go into a port, it's not a big deal. You're also looking for cracks and bad boards and rot and stuff like that when you do the inspections. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on in that. If you maintain regular inspections, the really dangerous stuff generally doesn't grow fast enough that you'd have too much of a problem. Like there would be a whole lot of it on your ship when you got into a port if you hadn't done an inspection in 3 weeks, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
it's also something Braxon does to keep the crew busy and to keep them well trained.
Yeah.
So it's not it's not just a we have to do this exactly every 4 weeks. It's like you can't work the crew to death, but also you want to keep them in good working order. So but I was thinking if we've got 3 ships, we could possibly fly around each other's ships and inspect each other's hulls. Although that might be a little bit harder.
Yeah, you'd need to get because again, some of the stuff that you're looking for is like fist-sized or smaller.
Right. I guess we'll carry on with the bosun's chair. It's mostly going to be Braxon and the other carpenters being swung around the ship.
Well, and I mean, when below the gravity plane, you're basically walking, climbing up.
Yeah, we walk on the bottom of the ship, which is always
dome,
good fun.
So.
Yeah. Braxon enjoys doing that.
Okay, so on that inspection, you do not find anything particularly worrying.
Actually, I just made a recheck on the spells, and actually the alacrity is there.
Do you want to use a scroll for that?
No, not in the scrolls, in the books.
But are you researching the spell because you're full, or are you just going to be learning the spell?
I'm
Didn't you
then
fail
going to
it?
be learning, and if possible, I switch the spell I'm learning to the. Just a moment. What was it? Alamir's Fundamental Breakdown.
Okay. And you don't have that one as a. Do you have that one on a scroll or anything?
Not on a scroll, and I haven't seen this before, except on the rule books.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
is it in the library?
Same level spell?
Yeah, it's third level spell, so we can use the same roll, I think.
Okay. And yeah, if you want to try learning Alacrity, you can go ahead and do so.
Yeah.
Can what sphere is fundamental breakdown? Is that alchemy?
It's
I don't know. Can you do
it
alchemy?
doesn't have it's divination.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it breaks something down.
And
Alchemy
that's
is not
below-
restricted in the flow unless it's Conjuration Summoning.
Or uses fire.
Or uses fire, yes.
That's below the necessary
Okay.
number, so it was d6 -1 plus the level.
Yep.
So 6 plus 2. Not bad.
Okay. And yeah, I'm not seeing Alamir's Fundamental Breakdown in any of your scrolls. All right,
Yeah,
so
it wasn't even in the library.
all right, so that is well, if it's on a if it's in a spell book, that still doesn't help you get it. It doesn't have the time or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right, so you go ahead and continue researching that spell. Finn, what are you going to be working on?
Finn doesn't have any major projects that don't require fire right now, so he's just kind of helping out with whatever he can.
Okay.
Solas did offer his new books on nature for Finn to read if he wants.
Yeah, Finn might read a few.
Okay. All right, and Leva, how about you? What are you going to be working on?
Leva is studying Wall of Force. Grumble.
Are you researching that, or are you trying to learn it from a spellbook?
Well, she failed already, so she's researching it.
Okay.
Looking at Lafdul angrily.
Lafdul didn't even say anything that time, I don't think.
I think he did, and if he didn't, then he thought something. That's almost the same.
Well, I'm guilty or guilty. There's no defense here.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Guilty until proven
Sounds
innocent.
about right.
Guilty until proven innocent, and without going back in time and mind reading you, there's no way to prove your innocence. So, guilty as charged.
Yes, definitely.
When Lafdul is involved, there is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
All right, so
Yes.
that'll be 10 weeks, because that's a 5th level spell, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that's we've done all that. We have 70 days.
Okay.
Costs 1,500 gold, and we've done 7 days already.
My mistake for forgetting that. Okay, so you're continuing to research that, and Lafdul, how about you?
He's practicing and researching how to change himself into gloop or other forms.
Gloop, huh?
Yeah, you can apparently polymorph into an ooze. Apparently, you don't get the ability, so.
Alright.
Yeah, no, I'm 31. I now go another 7 days, so now I'm at 38 days
Okay.
out of 56.
Alright, give me just a second to check something. is that? All right.
So
mm-hmm.
the elves didn't help Lenelius, did they?
What do you mean?
They didn't cast heal on him. They didn't have a priest that did that for him.
He needs restoration at this point.
No, yeah, all right.
Like his
Regeneration not work?
regeneration would work, but it's also the same level. So,
just wondered.
well, would regeneration work? I'd have to go back and look at regeneration. Restoration would
Allows you to regrow limbs and stuff. So
yeah,
that would
but
be
he
a lesser
doesn't.
effect.
He hasn't lost a limb. That's the thing.
If you want to cut his leg off so he grows a proper leg,
Wouldn't grow a mangled leg though.
kind of a drastic fix.
So, Solas,
Hmm?
while you are doing your research,
Innocent whistle.
you go to pick up one of the books that you've been using for the research, and that book, it barely moves from its position because it is incredibly heavy.
Solas instantly thinks that someone is playing prank on him, and who's the most likely guilty person? Lafdul!
So this formula is into that formula. If this equation means that, I heard my name mentioned.
So
Lafdul's
Solas
doing research.
instantly goes to Lafdul and complain.
What have I done this time? I mean, yes, I've clearly gone into your room that you've totally sealed, you know, with warding magic.
No, this would be in the library.
Oh.
You've
He'd be
clearly
doing his
done
research in the
something to
library.
book.
I don't know any spells that increase the weight of something. I can only reduce the weight of something.
I'm still suspicious of you. This would be something that
It's
you would
always
do.
a good idea to be suspicious of me. You know, you can never trust me. Show me the book. We'll see this book. He supposedly
Solas
can't
shows the
move.
book.
Is it just because you're not very strong? I
Solas
tried
glares at Lafdul.
I tried to move the book.
What is your max press?
Oh no. 170.
Okay. Yeah, you are unable to move that book.
Alright, Lafdul genuinely tries to strain against this. Probably getting some concerning looks from Solas as it looks like he might be tearing the book apart. Trying to pull it out.
Yeah, Solas is worried about the book.
It like moves ever so slightly, but yeah, you cannot lift it. That thing is incredibly heavy. It seems to weigh hundreds of pounds.
I cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Are you in the library?
Yeah, I suppose we're all in the library for all doing spell research.
Let me suggest to you, why don't you just pull a page?
Pull a page out the book. That would harm the book.
So you cast Detect Magic, and there's a lot of magic all around you, but yes, this book is most definitely radiating magic.
What school?
90%.
90%.
Let's see, 90%.
Not school for sphere for you.
Yeah.
Yes, sphere, sorry.
It is radiating wards.
I'll say it's a ward magic. Well, that's a sphere that I do not have access to, for one thing. So it's not me.
I'm still doubtful about you, but I'm willing to let it go for now for you.
That isn't like the weighty chest spell you keep mocking or threatening me about. To cast on my stuff. I'm sure you've made that threat.
Solas turns to Leva and asks if she is playing a prank on here.
Me? Would I ever do something like that?
You know, it would be quite the prank if someone cast their own spell on a thing. and then started accusing everyone else of having done it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but that's beneath Solas to try that kind of trick.
Yeah, so
I don't know if he's been threatening to cast a spell on your stuff. And then he does it on his own to try to force you to...
Yeah, but then Solas is the type that can't sleep at night if he's done something even that makes him feel remotely guilty.
Accurate.
But would he feel guilty pranking you? Lafdul?
Other people might not. I think Solas probably would.
Leva looks innocent. Definitely.
Are you guys keeping this to yourself?
This is just banter in the library.
Solas scrambles to himself that he hasn't memorized Dispel Magic.
Well, it'd be the wizard version. I do have the priest version, but I'd rather not use my shrine and the wizard
Yeah,
scale spells.
I also have the priest version, but I can't get that spell back if I use it.
What type of book is it anyway?
It's one of the
Research
books
book.
that he needs for his research.
Oh,
Out of curiosity, I point at the book. I cast. Would I know if Nock would open the book?
It would, but each
It'd
individual
be a random page.
It would be a random page, and each individual page, at a minimum, weighs like tens upon tens of pounds.
We'll see if we can at least turn the pages at that point. I will use Nock on the book to open the book.
I mean, you haven't tried opening it on its own. You just tried moving it.
Oh. Alright, we try opening the book.
All right. With a lot of effort, you are able to move the, open the cover to the first page. It is extremely heavy.
Lafdul pats Solas on the shoulder or on his arm, Time to stretch those muscles, right? Oh, if only Higamus was here to help you.
can you actually turn another page?
Probably. I mean, the front cover is the heaviest part. From this, the pages should be easier.
Yeah, you can turn a page, but it's very, very heavy and very tiring. Takes a lot of effort.
And it doesn't rip the page.
It doesn't seem to be harming the book at all.
Okay. I guess, Solas, you just have to call on someone when you want to turn a page.
Solas scrambles to himself and goes to get few crew members to help move the book and
I'm gonna hate you.
All right, so you bring in 3 crew members to help turn the pages.
Do you cast Charm Person on them or something?
specifically geeks.
So they're very confused and start joking about the weakling wizard who can't even open his books. They get to it, and they struggle just as much altogether as Lafdul was. The 3 of them together are turning a page that seems to weigh hundreds of pounds.
I'm surprised Gift don't have high base strength, don't they?
It might be the magic that Solas is starting to get impatient about this disruption to his research.
I mean, you can roll with this for a while. You don't know how that's going to affect your research, though.
Eva, do you have a Dispel Magic memorized?
Leva, no. She doesn't.
Use your Rod of Cancellation on it. Technically, that would probably get rid of it as magical effect.
Might get rid of the book too.
Oh no, well, he would have to apologize to Ogma for that.
If someone is paying close attention to Solas, they can see that there's a vein starting to appear on his temple.
I mean, are you going to roll
Yeah,
with
so-
us for a day and see what happens?
Solas goes to
memorize-
ask Finn if he has done anything for the book. Waking him up if needs to be.
What book?
Someone is playing prank on my book that I need for research.
Oh. What's going on with it?
It's incredibly heavy. Even a GIF struggle to turn the page.
Interesting. Let me see this book.
Well, Solas shows the book.
All right, Finn. What are you going to do
Then
with
I'll
it?
just pick up the book and move it over to another table.
You do so.
So it was you who.
Don't know
Played
what you're
the
talking
prank.
about. I think you just need to exercise more.
Solas scrambles and continues his research if possible.
I mean, you can. You're just struggling to turn the pages.
Well, Solas tells Finn that until the spell is dispelled, you have to help turn the pages then.
Well, I don't have to do anything. You can ask me to, but I don't have to.
Well, will you dispel the magic you put in it, or help me with my research?
Well, I won't be able to dispel it till tomorrow, but I will help you for today.
Finally, I can continue my research.
Real fast. Why wouldn't you be able to do it until tomorrow?
Because I don't have it memorized.
But you're in the Phlogiston.
Oh, yeah, there's that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only one that can recover priest spells of a higher level with my altar and shrine. So the wizards have to deal with that.
Well, I guess you'll have to dispel it then.
And it's not a guarantee as well, because it's not your own spell.
Think of it as practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting good practice for your dispel magic. So is that what you want to do, Solas? Do that the next day?
Well, if Lafdul is willing to help.
Me, you got your own wizard spells. I'm not going to use my altar and shrine sanctuary unnecessarily. I don't know when I'm going to get that charged back up again. And besides, we might need it for creating food and water, considering I'm the only one that can recharge that spell. At least
I
in the
don't
flow.
have a dispel magic wizard version.
You don't?
Nope. I'll have the clerical version.
Oh. Can Lava do it? Tomorrow?
Yeah, she could, but she has to be asked first.
Well, will Eva help?
Yes, okay.
Okay. So the next
wild
day.
Search in the library. Fireball. Goodbye, library. Goodbye, shit. End of campaign.
All
The
right.
book, the
So
book might grow hair.
the next day, Leva, you cast dispel magic on that,
Mm-hmm.
Attempt to.
and that is going to be at. Hold on a second.
Lafdul takes cover behind the bookshelf.
Level +3. So you're doing it at 14th level?
Okay, what do I need to do?
Should be a dispel magic
Macro.
macro.
Just a second. Is it a token
It shouldn't be, no.
related?
Just
Sure.
put the
Hash.
hashtag and dispel magic on the text.
And it'll ask you.
I don't see it.
Did I not put that up for you guys? I think I did. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I can
It's
do
there.
dispel magic. I just spell magic.
What's it
character
called?
level,
Dispel
okay.
magic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll try with the. Wonder where it is.
I can see it.
Not unless it got removed for you if it's not set to all players.
No,
No,
I can
no,
see
it's there. It's there. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't see it. I see it. The. What did you say? Level +3.
So 14th level.
Wow. That doesn't mean anything, but wow.
Okay. So you cast Dispel Magic, and that book is now liftable by anyone.
Okay.
Solas lets out the biggest sigh of relief.
All right.
Could you someone cast?
That has set you back 1 day, Solas.
I'll send you an invoice later.
There should be like
Oh.
hazard pay or insurance that Leva needs to. We need to pay into whenever she casts a
So
spell.
basically, it's then 43 days instead of 42 days.
And hey, maybe this is a sign that you should learn Dispel Magic. The wizard version.
I so rarely need the wizard version, and there's a limit how many level spell I can learn.
True, but if you have both the wizard and the priest version, then that means that
If you
any of your rather than just half of your slots could be devoted. Like you could put a dispel magic in. Any of your slots you could. So if you wanted to take
And
all priest spells that are something else, you know.
if you lose your holy symbol, then you got the wizard version of dispel magic because you need a holy symbol with a priest one. At least I think so.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there at this point. So that wraps up week number 2. So the beginning of week number 3. Please give me a phlogiston navigation check, Braxon.
Okay, I thought there'd be one.
All right, that is a success. All right, so let me see. Okay.
I just had a thought. Does that belt Braxon have mess up his intelligence?
No,
it's just the reaction adjustment, basically.
it's
No,
charisma.
Messes with his charisma. So he'd have to take his belt off to do certain things.
Well, I mean, it's just a modifier of 1.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
don't think
it's
I've
not
got
that
any,
big of a deal, and you got a bonus point of Constitution out of it, which is
Yeah.
pretty
Isn't
good.
is it just dwarves,
very
or
good.
is halflings and gnomes as well? Is
Your
it small folk?
charisma entirely is modified by 1 down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you get bonuses to your reaction adjustments with other groups.
Yeah, it's a separate thing as well as
Yeah.
the penalty.
Yeah. Basically, when we recruit staff, Braxon recruits all the dwarves with the belt on. Then he takes the belt off and hopes his trousers don't fall down. That's like a girdle, isn't it?
You would have, yeah, and you would have other belts.
I know, I'm joking.
When you are, we are not so sure when you are joking and when you are not all the time.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, you tried to mount the amber statue.
That was a long time ago.
It was. All right. So the 3rd week begins. You think you make up a bit of time on your travel there. So
that basically put us dead even because we lost time originally.
you're not sure.
Wow.
You're
yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, we don't know how long the Flodston River takes anyway.
And you don't know how many extra days the first one added, and you don't know how many days this may have subtracted, etc.
Yeah.
Braxon, what are you going to be doing on the third week?
I think I'm okay with the things he was trying to learn. I suppose Braxon will talk to Glau about wild space navigation.
Okay. All right, so you guys like pull out charts and you begin to discuss navigating using the charts and Dead Reckoning and stuff like that you would be using. All right.
Yeah, asking him about what he does if he comes to a sphere he's never been to before.
Mm-hmm.
There's no charts for it and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Solas, continuing your research.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you want to get done in that time?
No, I'm mostly focusing on the research.
Okay. Finn, how about you?
Nothing really pressing. So again, just helping out wherever.
Okay. Leva?
Leva continues researching. Roll
Okay.
of force.
Anything else that you want to do in that week?
No, she's so angry that she missed it. She didn't learn it.
All right. And Lafdul, how about you?
Same. I'm now at 45 out of 56.
Okay. All right. So then that week wraps up uneventfully. So this session, it's been 2 weeks, but you've spent a total of 21 days in the flow at this point.
Yeah.
All right. So move on to week 4. You've been periodically stopping and checking in with the elves, and they're not reporting anything unusual on their end. Their supplies are holding out, etc.
Yeah, if we do like a routine check our supplies, nothing's rotting, etc.
Certainly when Braxon is checking the hull of the ship, I think that checking over the supplies and like re-inventorying is probably a solid thing to include in that as well. If you want to do that more often as well, that's perfectly fine. That's something you could add into the rotation.
It's going to be a lot of like downtime of doing nothing while we're sailing soon.
Well, that'd be good actually, because it would mean we would move things around, check the decks, make sure there's no holes underneath things.
Oh, would we have reshaped the barge? No, not the barge, the hold. What was it? The prison stockades?
Yeah.
Into crew quarters again.
Yeah, you'd return it back to crew quarters.
And retrieve the wood for possible repairs.
Yeah, but that's mostly like, I mean, you did a lot of work to that wood in the first place, so that would generally not be like you can't recover that into unused wood kind of thing.
It's a bit hard sticking 2 bits of wood together to make a long plank.
I mean, with
it was shaped wood, wasn't it?
That's true. Oh, so what
originally we reinforced it with shaped wood to make it thicker.
I think you made it with shaped wood.
But you did use whole points of wood, so unless you're going to use shape wood again to turn it back into lumber or something like that, and even then,
I'm sure the crew appreciate the sound insulation from the thicker walls. Since they're all next to each other, I don't know. It depends what the captain wants. I mean, I'm not going to do it now, but when we're out in wild space,
I think in general, like
scrap or wood.
Yeah, I think it's generally just scrap wood at this point. I don't think you're going to get any whole points of wood back, kind of thing.
There's one thing Solas would be willing to do.
Mm-hmm.
He would be willing to loan the silver carp figurine for Braxon if he wants to top off our water supplies.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, Braxton will get you to do it. It's your magical carp.
You're the one who loves magical toys, though. Don't lie. You've made that interest of yourself quite well known to us.
Yeah, but remember that time that you guys had a horn, and like the first time it was lent out to someone and really used, it broke.
Yeah, Hegemus lent it to me, and I knocked myself out almost.
And broke the horn.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, some people might be like, all right, just to be on the safe side, so that I'm not responsible for breaking it, I'm not
Yeah.
going to take it.
Yeah,
Maybe,
Braxton
maybe.
will be like that.
Might not. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Braxton will be like that. He'd be like, well, you're the expert. But if you want to leave it to me in your will.
No. It's going to my family if I pass away.
Okay.
All right. Is Solas willing to top off the water then?
Well, if I can spare the time to do it, yes.
Yeah, you can only research for 8 hours. Like after
Yeah,
that,
then
your brain is just basically too tired, too exhausted.
Then I can do it. It tops off 60 gallons per day.
I don't think we're using more than 60 gallons a day. Even with the amount of crew we got, that's a lot of water.
No, we're using we're using 79.5 gallons a day.
Oh, wow. Did not
Yeah,
realize we
you
were...
would use about 1 gallon per person.
Don't forget
And
we got a few plants as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
yeah,
have
the
few
plants.
bigger people that most likely use more than normal human size.
Fair enough. Even so, it's a very slow decline.
Yeah.
And that's an easy spell to cast to recreate more water.
All right.
Yeah, but with the fish we don't have to cast so many spells.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we should use a fish load every day, so that
I mean, that would basically practically eliminate the the need to, like, I mean, it almost makes water immaterial.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It does take 1 hour per day when you use it if you want the whole 60 gallons.
I've got a question for
that big of a
our
deal, really.
spellcasters.
If it's go on.
Well, actually, this would be in a company meetup, during change shift or something. We'd probably spend like an hour, I don't know, breakfast and dinner for opposing shifts. So if we ever got ourselves into a situation where we have like foul air, some terrible wizards just fouled our air to deadly air or something, do you think I just realised it. I was thinking of my smoke bottle could at least keep it at foul air if it goes from deadly to foul, because you can breathe smoke for a while before you die. I just realised I don't think I can use it in the Phlogiston.
I don't know, but air goes fresh, foul, and then deadly.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. There are spells that just make it go deadly straight away.
Yeah, but putting more bad stuff into the air makes it
It's
foul.
equally as bad, basically.
Right. Like, I mean, there's no air that this air is foul, not deadly. It will move you from deadly to foul, but not to fresh. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Either you're using something that progressively moves you towards fresh, or you're using something that moves you progressively towards deadly. It's no there's no middle ground in that.
All right. On a side note, I could use it to potentially sabotage another ship.
And I think your bottle of ever smoking it produces it creates the smoke, not I think at least it creates. You could test it at some point possibly.
Well, did you Do you have the spell types on it?
Conjuration, yeah, conjuration summoning.
Yeah, then
So
it does
no.
not work in the flow.
Okay.
Besides, I
Um,
think with the Herwady crew and other spells we have available to us, we could rectify that situation pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, this is just a personal query.
It's
It wasn't a practical thing.
it's an interesting thing to bring up. I think we give the Hawaii crew standing orders that if the air suddenly becomes deadly, that they use their ability to try and freshen the air
I could
before
definitely
they
do
pass out.
I could definitely use it to sabotage the ship.
Solas comments to Braxon standing order that I would trust our crew to be smart enough to have such self-preservation without orders.
They probably do it routinely, because they get it back the next day. Like Bob's doing it today, or Jeff's doing it the other day.
Well, we'd be doing it every so often. The reason why they don't do it routinely is because their ability clouds the air.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
makes it foggy.
Yeah, so there is a risk associated with it, so they don't do it without orders. But we could do this every so often on shift switch over to just cancel out the air we've used.
How many Horvati do we have, and how big of an air envelope they can altogether freshen?
We have 22 Hawaii.
and basically, they can fully refresh. I think each one can basically fully refresh 10 tons worth of air. So you need 7 to fully refresh your air envelope.
I'm thinking if we offer to the elves the possibility that when we refresh the air, they would also be able to refresh their air envelopes.
I'd probably just merge our ships.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I imagine they probably. Do they have any Hueti? Because Hueti's in the Elven Imperial Navy. I don't know if
No, you're
this
thinking of
sphere-
Hadizee. You're thinking of Hadizee.
How is he? Sorry.
We can make that offer when we next signal.
There was already talk about that, and yeah, I mean, but they're like the elves are gonna wait until their air is either fouled or close to fouled, and then they'll be like, hey, can we refresh our air envelope? Rather than
you
doing it
don't
periodically.
you don't have to do it if it's not foul.
Yeah, bit of a waste.
It's not a
It's
waste
better
per
to-
se, but it's
Yeah.
not necessary. And I mean, if they had her weighty crew, then they might be doing that. And that's the thing is like if you have one Herwady do that every day on your ship, you literally never have to worry about air, unless you get there's some effect that fouls your air, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you do not use that much air in one day.
You learned the Stinking Cloud spell recently, Solas, didn't you?
Thinking cloud, yes.
Can you cast that through the void? In theory, even if you
it has a
have the
very
range.
I don't
short
think the range have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd like the two ships would have to be extremely close together, and you'd have to be right at the edge of your air envelope, pretty much.
Or I would have to be flying in the void.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it can cross. Like, I think it just creates it at the destination. So yeah, I think that can be cast across the void, basically, but the gas itself obviously cannot.
Yeah,
It does stop at
just
the end.
limiting factor is the range.
Yeah, the range is 30 yards, so.
Yeah, that's not happening.
And the area of effect is just 20 feet cube.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much only for combat situations when we are.
Here's a
close enough.
question: before it gets too late, would I have had to cast slow rot on my scroll ingredients?
What ingredients do you have?
It was specifically for the cure moderate, the gallnuts. I don't know how long. I assume nuts would last a long time, but
gallnuts are not actual nuts.
oh, well, I don't know. Tree.
Right. Well, no, that's fine. They're actually growths from fungus infections, I believe.
So
I
I would have
think
had to done
they-
this a long time ago. Then I would assume.
No, but so like
This is
they're
powdered willow gallnut harvested after spring. So I might have done this at some point.
oh, if you powdered it and then seal it into a jar.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
this is powdered.
Yeah,
Then I
that-
probably could have done that in a couple of hours or something.
that lasts quite a long time.
Mhm.
Because you're basically breaking down most of the things that would act against it, and then you seal it in a jar kind of thing until you need it. You don't need to worry about it too much. If you're saying that you're occasionally going to be casting that spell as needed during downtime and stuff like that, then I'm not too concerned about keeping track.
We're in the flow at the moment. That's why I was
Well-
like, after I've done this spell research, I'm going to start
Right,
making the
but-
scrolls.
The most that you would need to do it is like once every 3 months kind of thing, or like how
Yeah.
long does it last?
Snow rods is 1 week level, so 9 weeks, one every 3 months. Yeah, I could have cast at some point.
Yeah, if it only lasts 9 weeks.
So I would have had to cast it again at least sometime soon.
So, but the thing is like that stuff wouldn't rot very fast anyway.
All right, here's
So
another way
I'm
to look at it.
not-
Does it look like it's going to rot in the next few weeks? If not,
No,
then I'm
no.
fine.
No, yeah, you're fine.
Because after I've done the scroll research, unless something happens, spell research, I'm going to be making the scroll. So
You can't make it in the flow.
no, you can't.
No, because you got to like boil the ink.
That's why I was going to ask Finn if he could do heat metal.
Heat metal won't boil.
On it? Oh,
Heat
all right,
metal
then
heat metal will give you hot food, but it doesn't cook the food really.
Okay, then I will have to think about it, I guess.
I mean, like if there's
What if I?
if there's
if
low
I-
heat type applications to a food preparation, that would be fine, but it does not boil.
Knowing this, would I have kept it in my bag of accessibility? Because I know I'm not going to be able to do it in the flow, knowing this.
Yeah, that's fine.
And stuff preserves longer in the... Is it the ethereal or astral plane? But yeah,
It's more that there's a
There's
very
no
limited amount of
atmosphere.
air in there.
yeah, so it would preserve even longer. And I could probably hold on to Solas in there if he wants me to hold on to us in there. Since he can't make his either, so... I'd probably
Yeah,
just...
it's going to be taking quite a while until I can make them, since I need my altar or icon, and that's waiting for me at Brawl.
Yeah, I'll vote free when I get back to Bro.
Okay.
That's why I need to get an apprentice, so I can give one to them once I train them up.
All right. So on the rest of that week, what else is everyone doing? I kind of lost track of whether you said what you were doing on the 4th week or not.
Wait, it's another week.
You're on the 4th week, yeah.
Alright, so my polymorph would have gone up again. To 52. Yeah, no, I would have been just doing more spell research, so.
Okay. And Leva continuing on yours?
Yep.
All right. And
4
Finn?
days.
Same old, same old.
Okay. Solas?
Yeah, continuing spell research.
Oh, is this a pay period on this week or was it next week? Previous week.
Let me...
It was the 3rd week, wasn't it? Because we had 1 week
hold
before
on,
we had...
Let me...
Thinking
You ask
out
a
loud.
question. I understand that, but you asked a question that doesn't need anything else. Give me a second. Yeah. So the 4th week will have a pay period pass.
So I want to try to sync up the good berries. So I would have memorized good berries. I mean, I was supposed to do this last month, but Just to help. I mean, we got a resource, might as well use it. I mean,
Alright.
Finn, are you helping out on this or not?
Sure.
I would appreciate your help. What was it? The 5. Oh, good. 2d4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6. I can do 12d4. Yeah. And I think yours would be 10d4 if you've only got 5. Actually, you got 5 or 6.
Well, I
second
have what I
spells.
have,
Oh,
and I have what I'm willing to use,
up to you then.
but I can use 6 as well. If there's enough berries to do that with.
Yeah, we doubled the bushes for that reason. We got 8 berry bushes now.
So that'll be a total of 64 days worth of food.
Which isn't a lot, but it's definitely variety.
Okay. And Braxon, how about you? What are you working on?
Braxon. Well, yeah. Do I just have more of this for Glau? I don't know that I'm going to have I don't know that I'm going to have an MWP slot soon.
That's fine. I mean, like, I'm not specifically keeping track of, like, you know, all right, Braxton spent 34 days. Oh, he needed to spend 36. I'm not doing that. It's just more of a role-playing thing. If you're doing reasonable amounts of I'm doing some studying,
I guess.
then, you know, so there's
I'll
no
do study for that.
Yeah, there's no harm in if you have downtime just saying, I'm gonna continue studying this.
Oh yeah, Braxton will do that 4 out of 5 days a week, and he'll spend 1 day a week looking for books in the library that might have something to do with the next riddle.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what the next riddle we got coming up.
Green Heart of the Tree.
Green Heart of the Tree, yeah. So he'll look for books about trees,
Okay.
and if he finds any, which possibly won't, because the library's been optimized for spellcasters. If he finds any, he'll go through them with Glau.
Okay. All right. On the 27th day, so it's close to the end of the week, but not quite at the end of the week.
Oh, I would have learned my spell 4 days in. Well, the first check to see if I learn it.
You just said that you were at.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not
It's the
this week
5th
yet.
week. Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
this is the 4th week still.
All right.
So we're on 28 days now.
You're on 27, because this
Oh,
is
right,
happening
okay.
on the 27th. Oh, wow. Anghammarand has just very generously donated a large number of rerolls. Everyone gets 3,
wow.
except me. I only get 2.
Wow.
Oh,
So
Wow.
that puts Braxon at 4, Finn at 3, Ockar at 4, Lafdul at 4, Leva at 4, Solas at 4. Wow, that is so generous. It really is.
That is quite the donation.
Thanks, Anghammarand. I don't think I've even seen that symbol before.
It is,
I've seen a couple. It's pretty rare that someone kind of has that kind of money to just, you know.
It's
It puts Anghammarand solidly on the Bitly donation
Oh, yeah.
number 1.
oh yeah. And,
it's like
I mean, I
it's
think
like a load of
go ahead, sorry.
it's like a load of pyramids doing a little dance.
Well, it's a star.
Yeah.
I think if I could, like, I've got it on set to monthly totals, but I'm pretty sure that Anghammarand has the top place of all time on those. I'm gonna have to see if I need to get another bits tier emote in there. Anyway, thank you very, very much, Anghammarand. Really do appreciate that. That's extraordinarily generous. And yeah, clearly, he was like looking at that list and being like, "I'm not on the top. I got to get up there on the top." So that is very, very generous. So lots of rerolls for everyone now. Let's see if the players use them wisely or use them profitably.
Always wisely.
And hey, maybe there'll be an opportunity coming up. Because on the 27th day, you find your ship dropping out of spelljamming speed. And directly ahead of you, one of the crew on watch shouts out, "Dragon dead ahead! It appears to be approaching us!"
Dragon?
Dragon?
A dragon, yes. You see...
Which shift?
No.
Which shift?
Ah, yes, sorry. That is...
Probably a radiant
first
dragon.
shift, 7th hour. So that is Nor, Finn, Ockar, and Solas.
AuldDragon, straight ahead.
Great.
So you see coming towards you a dragon with shimmering scales, and it is approaching you at what you would say is a leisurely pace. So Ockar would have immediately sent for you to be woken up, Braxon. So at this point, you can make all the decisions. And it is approaching you at a and like just moving in a beautiful sinuous way. The phlogiston reflecting off the scales as it is approaching you.
It's a radiant dragon, is it?
Yes, you're quite sure it's a radiant dragon.
Right.
And it's massive.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
How long before the first of the two elven ships is estimated to pop up behind us?
Any second now. Because it's almost instantaneous that they'll pop in.
Braxon's going to get his signaling equipment, and he's going to send a signal to the dragon.
Okay.
Don't eat us.
So it's hard to say from the angle that you're seeing, but you'd guess that this thing is well over twice your own ship's length.
Yeah. So Braxon is going to say that this is the hill out of, I've forgotten the name of the sphere we came from.
Aracol space.
Aracol space. We're escorting two elven navy ships, which are right behind us. Can I inquire as to your name or what you want us to call you?
So, slight problem with a dragon trying to signal back. I mean, what would it signal?
Got shiny scales. Come on, old.
So you might have to wait until it breaches your air envelope and speaks to you.
Yeah.
If that's what's going to happen.
I mostly wanted it to not be surprised by the elven ships.
Mm-hmm.
If it's friendly, hopefully we don't get into a fight. Yeah?
Are you going to have the other people woken up as well?
Yeah, I'll have the other people woken up.
Okay.
I'll get the crew to say we've got a radiant dragon coming up on us. So far, it's not acted hostile. Is it possible for us to sort of get out of its way?
You can certainly try. Like you're still at tactical distances right now, but it's moving towards you at a leisurely pace, but it's still faster than you.
Yeah. So
At least unless we get a more powerful houseman on. Even then, I doubt we could outrun it.
we will give way to it and see whether it looks like it's going to try and intercept us.
So you
We've
turn to the
seen.
port or starboard kind of thing and try to give it a wide berth kind of thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you were asking, Lafdul?
We've seen ancient black and green dragons. Is this on the same scale?
Radiant
Bigger.
dragons are on a whole other scale. The only dragons that are larger than these are stellar dragons, which are even more rare, even more aloof, and but on the upside with those, far less likely to be hostile. The big thing about Radiant Dragons is that you never know how they're going to act, because they're as likely to be helpful to you as they are to act as pirates. They are as likely to act as, be unassuming as they are to basically appear and say, I am your god now, worship me, kind of thing. So they personality-wise, like, if you encounter a red dragon, or a black dragon, or a silver dragon, you generally have some expectations on how they'll act. You do not with Radiant Dragons. So it is definitely, like, it turns to intercept you. And the Elven ships have clearly, like, they're clearly in view now, but they're,
Okay.
like, the first one is 20 hexes behind you, and the other one you assume is 20 hexes behind that one. You can't see the other one at this point.
Yeah.
But it is approaching to intercept you, and you only have like a minute or two before it gets to you.
Right. Okay. So either we go to battle stations or we assume it's not going to be hostile.
I think we would go to battle station even if we assume that it might be friendly.
Yeah, we
Just in
struggled
case.
with a juvenile green dragon, let alone a fully grown
Yeah.
green dragon.
We don't want to let it get close and then attack us without being prepared for it.
Okay. All right. Braxon say battle stations. No one's to fire unless commanded to.
Do we know if stellar dragons are related to do we know rather that they're related to those worm things that we have fought on occasion?
No one really knows. It's widely assumed that they're an offshoot, but no one knows for sure.
Because they used. I'm trying to gauge their ability. It did this like beam kind of thing.
It is known that basically, like, Radiant Dragons can breathe pulses of magical energy.
Oh. That's going to be hard to stop.
So, you get prepared, but but you're still being cautious about it. Is that kind of thing?
Yeah, we're not gonna shoot at them.
I think we should signal with the Elven ships and talk with them about the.
Group our
Yeah.
ships up so they can swipe us all at once.
Yeah.
Okay, so you signal back to the Elven vessels, and they only have an opportunity to signal back to you if you have any idea, like asking if you have any idea what it wants before the dragon is basically upon you.
Yeah.
And breaching your air envelope.
I think we'd say that we've not been able to assess it. Well, we've sent a friendly message and not got anything back yet.
So, as it's breaching your air envelope, you now have a better idea of how big this thing is. It's longer than any ship you've ever seen.
Okay. Braxton's going to call out to it and say, "Greetings. I'm Braxon Miacc. I'm captain of this ship. Would you like to exchange information on the places we've come from?"
So it says nothing, but as it's breaching your air envelope, it suddenly starts shrinking smaller and changing form from a dragon into what appears to be a human, at least. And he is wearing incredibly expensive clothing, incredibly expensive accessories, and a broad-brimmed hat of fine material. This is the kind of thing that you would expect, like, a noble on in a kingdom to wear, costing thousands of gold pieces, kind of thing. And he's shrinking down, and as he's like coming down to rest, just alight on the foredeck of your ship, and without a word, he walks up to the hull, places a hand on it, and the wood forms into a very ornate chair, and he promptly just sits himself down. He has not said a word. And then, without looking up, he waves at someone and says, "Bring me your captain."
Yeah.
So you step up to him.
Yeah, I'll step up to him.
You're going to enjoy doing this voice.
Before you can say anything, he says, and he's still not even looking at you. He's like, checking his fingernails, very bored-like. He says, Captain, it is good to have a seat after all this time. Where are we going?
We're trying to head home.
Oh, where's home?
Brow Space. Do you know of it?
Heard of it. I've not been there. This should be exciting. I'm looking forward to an interesting trip. I'm hungry. Please bring me a feast.
What is it you eat?
Oh, whatever it is you people eat, it will be fine. I know you can't cook out here. Just bring me whatever. But lots of it. I would like a feast, please.
So you need to eat what multiple people would eat.
Well, it's either he eats our food or us. It's not hard.
Just to be sure. Your appetite is bigger than your size.
He's asking for a feast, so
Yeah.
like,
okay. Yeah.
make of that of what you will.
Let's bring some food. Braxton's going to swap over his rings and put on his language learning ring.
All right.
And he's going to try to see whether he can understand any sort of dragon languages when he's standing near the guy.
You don't get an inventory of languages that someone knows.
No, I know.
I think Lava speaks Eldwarmish.
No, he's basically trying to.
Multiple people do.
He's basically trying to figure out: is this a man pretending to be a dragon, or a dragon pretending to be a man?
I mean, it's known that dragons can polymorph, at least certain ones can.
You're not going to be able to figure that out with that ring.
Oh, okay. Doesn't work that way.
No.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, maybe I should make it fall in love with me. Yeah, I got a filter of love.
And
I mean,
that's when the
worse.
fan fiction starts.
Well, there's, if Lafdul ever wanted to make a name for himself, of all the ways to not make a name for yourself.
So, well, when some food is arriving, Braxon will say, "So, do you want to come to Brow Space with us,
Oh, yeah.
or do you just want to have a feast and then be on your way?"
Oh, I think it'll be quite interesting accompanying you. How long do you expect it to be?
We don't actually know. We got catapulted across space. We hit what was the name of that thing? Cosmic
Storm.
Storm. We hit a cosmic storm in Kryn space, and we were teleported to a crystal sphere we'd never been to before. And these elves that are with us also got lost, so they don't know how long it's going to be either. How about you? How long? What? Where have you come from on this river? Presumably, we'll be going to where you just came from.
Oh, I've just been out here exploring, but this seems interesting.
Oh, old.
So you've
This
how much?
is a-
Real fast. How much food have you brought to him? Like, man days worth of food.
What would a feast be? 4 days of food?
Right. So you bring him
What a-
4 man days worth of food.
I think
Didn't
they
we-
might want more.
I mean, you can start like if he asks for more. I mean, like, it's up to you. If you wanna,
Yeah.
do you wanna go overboard? Do you wanna wait and see if he asks for more? You know, how do you want to play it? Like,
Well, Braxon already kind of asked him sort of how much food he needs to eat. So he'll bring 4 days of food and say, is this sufficient?
I'll let you know if I am still hungry. And he begins to dig in, but with an air of like he's not. He's eating with quite well manneredly, shall we say?
Question.
Mhm.
This is more like a history thing. Doesn't those demon fiend creatures speak about a radiant dragon that was near Arcane or something? I believe they did, but I do not remember his name. I'm just wondering if they're the same person. They did not like this dragon.
there were a couple dragons that could potentially have helped you back in that in Chthon space.
No, the when I talked about the fiends, and there was a conversation about had they seen radiant dragons before, and they had mentioned one that was in Arcane space or near Arcane space, and I'm wondering if that is
I don't remember
I
this
don't know.
conversation at all. So
No.
you can draw conclusions that you want.
Also, we don't know if we are anywhere near arcane space.
I remember them having a disdain for a radiant dragon near Arcane anyway.
So he is eating the feast that you've brought before him. You can tell that your crew is quite nervous about the situation.
Solas is mixture of curiosity and nervousness, and worry for his books.
Yeah. Braxon will say, would you like to meet my officers?
Oh, I'm sure they're just fine. I'm uninterested in what you get to in your day-to-days. Just carry on as if I wasn't here.
Okay. Braxon will go to the other part of the ship. I assume he's on the bottom deck.
Yeah, and he's basically formed a little throne for himself out of that wood.
Yeah. So Braxon will pop up to the top deck and he'll signal to the elves. Did the guy didn't give us a name, did he?
He did not.
Okay. So Braxon will say, well, the dragon hasn't given us his name and says he would like to come with us. So we're not going to fight it.
So the elves signal back, be extremely wary. If you have not been able to determine this dragon's interests and goals, it is
Yeah.
wisest to avoid dragons if possible. Is basically what they send
Yeah.
back.
Mm.
Braxon, when he can get Ockar on his own, will, like, away from the dragon, will whisper in his ear, can you check to see whether he's got evil intent?
Ockar will do so and tell you that he detects no evil intent at this time.
Right.
I do have the better version, the Detect Evil, that I could try.
Detect evil still detects evil intent.
Doesn't it also detect the alignment?
No, there's other spells for detecting alignment.
Need to know alignment stuff. And that's definitely a spell I would
Yeah, go
not
go
prepare
reread
for.
detect evil. It specifically says it detects evil intent.
If they are strongly aligned, it does reveal it.
Yeah, if they're strongly aligned.
Yeah,
mean, you can still try
they
it.
are at least. I'll try it. It
Okay.
doesn't cost anything.
All right.
Here's a gambit.
You do not detect
I'm-
any evil intent, and he is not radiating a strong alignment of evil.
You gotta roll spellcraft.
You can roll spellcraft after you tell me
Oh,
what you're trying to roll
nice.
spellcraft for.
Oh, I just realised. It doesn't matter because it's extra dimensional spaces don't work enough now.
Okay.
I was wondering if you can tech something inside a bag of holding or not in second edition because it works differently in later editions.
Oh, you mean like detect evil intent?
An object
to
that's
see if there's-
within the bag of holding.
Ah, okay. No, you would not be able to anyway.
No, my running hunch was I'm going to locate object, my ring of X-ray vision, to see if this person has it.
That will be funny.
Actually, no, I'm going to do it anyway. I've got it memorized, so I go downstairs, cast a spell, I come up.
Okay. You are not detecting your ring of X-ray vision.
Yeah, I'd be
It's not
quite
true.
familiar with that.
Yeah.
Alright, that's good. I
If
don't
if
think
it had
Lafdul
been
would have
Jewel, it would have clearly come to take you away.
Why me?
I mean, you're engaged to be married. You gave
Just
her your
because
ring.
she took the ring, she did not. There's no implication.
All right. So, in your conversations, have you got underway, or are you still like hanging in the flow?
Oh well, after Braxon has finished signaling the elves, he get underway again.
Okay. Give me another phlogiston navigation check.
Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I guess stopping. Hang on. You got to get to the right part of my character sheet.
Is this person carrying pouches, backpacks, and stuff like that?
Oh,
He is not. No. Okay.
just.
All right. So that just means that it takes you longer to get lined up with the elves again and back on course.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, this figure who's newly arrived starts complaining about the delay in getting back underway.
Yeah.
Really, how long does it take you? Just go.
Braxton's going to ask it its name. Or him.
Oh, you can call me Cantro.
Cantro. Yeah, oh, we weren't expecting you to arrive, Cantro, so.
One should always be prepared for their betters to show.
I guess so.
I'm glad that you agree with me. Now, I have finished this feast off. Please, bring more. I'm still quite hungry.
Okay. Same again?
Sure. Are you bringing
Okay, so-
an equal amount of water as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. So Cantro, what have you seen along this Flodson River that we might run into?
Oh, the usual, the usual. There's a fair number of bodies petrified in the flow.
Really?
I'm uninterested in
Interesting.
talking about it. I'm interested in the food that you've brought me. Thank you. And he begins eating again, and is acting very dismissive of you at this point.
Yeah.
So after a bit, and he has finished his meal. So that is 8 man days worth of food and 8 man days
Yeah.
worth of water. He stands up and says, "Ah, please, I have been flying for quite some time. Show me to your quarters.
My quarters.
They are the best on the ship, are they not?
They might be.
I only accept the best."
Oh, okay. I suppose I could have you bunk in with me.
Oh no, I sleep alone.
He's basically kicking you out, Braxon.
Yeah, I gather that.
Well, where are these quarters?
Okay, Braxton will take him to his quarters.
I suppose it'll have to do. Next time, make sure that they are much more well appointed.
Oh, well, we don't have the ability to change these quarters.
Well, that's why I said next time. Are you a simpleton?
Ah,
Whatever.
so
He
you mean-
closes the door in your face. And do you have a lock on the inside of that door, or would you have to use a key?
I'm not sure we ever sorted that out. We would probably have something like keys.
All right. So to lock the door even from the inside, you'd have to use a key.
Well, if we have keys, we can lock the doors from inside and outside.
Right, but what
Whereas
I'm
if we
asking
have
is
bolts-
We've been using priest locks and wizard locks. Well, at least the casters have been for their rooms.
Right, but this isn't one of the caster's rooms. This is Braxon's room. My question is,
Probably
would
is.
he need a key to lock it from the inside, or is there essentially like a deadbolt type lock in there?
I don't think we've ever added anything, so it'd be
Okay.
what the ship came with.
So probably a key.
So, yeah.
So then, as far as you know, the door has not been locked.
Yeah. Well, if Braxton needs anything, he's going to knock on the door and say, I need something from my cabin.
Okay. So you were woken off your shift.
Yeah.
What are you going to do where are you going to go sleep now?
Braxton will sleep in Ockar's room for now and say, wake me up when you're done on your shift, and I'll sort out somewhere else to go.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we
Then-
did used to double bunk up and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So with that, the 27th day ends, and the 28th day will
Is it
start.
going to want to eat 8 days worth of food and water every day?
Maybe.
I mean, it's a huge creature, even if it's transformed to human.
Yeah.
You'll find out when he gets up and asks for food.
Yeah.
As on side note, memorization. I'm memorizing true sight.
Okay.
True seeing.
Okay. Is there anything that you guys want to discuss before Braxon goes to bed? I mean, you guys would have certainly everyone is awake now, and you could have a few minutes conference to discuss what you want to do about this sudden dragon who is kind of taken over your ship.
Solas mentions that we might want to have someone keep eye on it all the time.
Good
Don't
idea.
dragons like shinies?
Some do.
Maybe we should keep an eye on our precious jewelry stuff.
Yeah, it's not like we haven't been robbed by another dragon before.
I think we should double the gift guard outside of our strong room.
I think we should have someone in our rooms all the time. Never alone. As awkward as that might be.
I think you put traps in your room, didn't you? You'd have to get rid of them.
Yeah. Well, I can deactivate the traps. It's when someone enters and leaves the area again. As in, leave and entering the room. Because it's on the door. I mean, I probably could tell them the password, I guess. But that's only if we're doing that. I put the motion forward that we shouldn't leave our rooms unoccupied.
Mm.
Fully agree.
So on a quick survey of the crew is quite frightened at the prospect of having a dragon on board, because many of them are like along the lines of when does it get tired of eating our rations and instead decides to eat us? What if it decides that it just wants to destroy us? You know, it's like, it's a dragon.
The usual dragon.
And a gigantic dragon at that. Like, multiple times the length of your ship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's also an undercurrent of, like, Captain, you just let him kick you out of your quarters. What's up with that?
There's not much you can do about that.
I mean, there's options that Braxon could have done. The consequences might have been bad. So.
Oh, there's a thought crossed my mind. I could always try and cast Quest on it. Don't know what the odds are of pulling that off though.
Does that have any limits on levels or hit dice or anything like that? Nope. All right.
It just gets a saving throw.
All right.
There's a thought that crossed my mind, but it's probably like the only thing that could affect a dragon this powerful that I have access to.
Well,
just send it on a mundane quest. Buy us some time.
That is something to
I'm
consider.
taking True Seeing now.
Okay.
That's the spell I said I took. So
yeah.
I had to take 5 points off my shrine. Sad times.
Okay. So anything else that you guys want to discuss? What are you actually deciding? You were talking about getting some guards. What do you actually want to do with that?
Well, at least double the gift guarding at the strong room, like I said.
Okay.
I would say at least. I would also. Well, I put forward the motion that we split the crew into our quarters. I mean, we'll have to somehow arrange more bedding in our range, so it's going to get a bit cramped, but I'd rather take the uncomfortableness than have more stuff stolen.
Well, we could probably hang up hammocks in the various quarters to get more people in them.
Is that what you're going to do? I mean, you're talking possibilities. You're not talking. This is what we're doing.
Oh yeah, I feel quite strongly about this. I want to put this forward. Anyone
I mean,
objecting?
certainly, if other people don't want crew in their quarters, they can opt not to, while those who do can have them, kind of thing. So it can be like it can be both ways, depending on what individuals want.
Mm.
Solas is going to be spending pretty much all of his time in the library / his quarters, so he doesn't necessarily need someone in his quarters.
Same for Leva.
We're all close by. I have to leave my room to go do spell research.
So you want a
Well,
couple crew in your quarters to guard it?
Yeah, generally speaking.
All right. So
I mean, I bought loads of. I was planning on doing a fancy dress thing at one point, so I give them the planning of go spend a few days while we at least for the moment to prepare for a fancy dress thing. So I mean, you're gonna have nothing to do in my room.
I mean, they can just be on guard too. Like they
Yeah,
can
I know,
play
but
cards with each other or
It's
something like
something to think about, I guess.
And since Leva and Solas are on the different shifts, they can also guard each other's rooms and each other.
You'd have to keep
the
the
other
door
one is
open.
Yeah.
sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Would you keep the door open? Because I got robbed when I was asleep.
Yes, but they would have to go past us to get to the others' rooms.
I mean, you saw how he made that chair. He has magical abilities.
Yes.
He used to
He's,
say, "This is the
however, he's very arrogant. He would not think it necessary to hide in any way. He'd just stomp around and try to walk into the rooms.
Yeah,
It's
Because
not
we
like,
he's better than we are, so he just walk into a room and take what he wants.
I mean, if they really are a Radiant Dragon, they at least showed it pretty much openly. Unlike from what I gathered, that the AuldDragon did to you.
So
Yes.
Lafdul, since you're on shift 2, you could actually go back to sleep and cast, like have your true scene prepared for second shift.
yeah.
But it would depend on whether Cantro wakes up and leaves Braxon's room, kind of thing.
I mean, it lasts for like 9 minutes or 9 rounds. So once
Unless
I'm aware
Lafdul
of
wants,
him,
unless Lafdul wants to be brave and sneak into the
yeah.
Braxon's quarters.
You don't need to be brave, but you could knock and say, "Hey, I need something," and walk in.
Yeah, there's dancing with death and there's certain death. Yeah, you know what's funny? If you know that permanency scroll, Lava, what if I cast a Dragon Ward on the door and permanency? Just lock him in.
There's a
Probably
different
go.
door
Yeah,
out.
there was
You can
he
go out the
just,
back.
yeah,
but
exactly.
you can just make a back door.
No. The Braxton's quarters lead out to the balcony where the plants are.
Yeah, where your good berries are.
But
Yeah,
I don't think
Oh
having a
no!
basically, Braxon's quarters are the easiest one to get into.
Well, we've recently picked all the berries, so I'm not too worried about that. And besides, they just regrow next month if they're still intact.
If they're still intact.
I mean, it's good.
That would be awful of you.
It's a good thing you recently picked the berries. Prevents the dragon from eating them.
Yeah. Depends how long this dragon's with us. I mean, if it's eating like 8 man days of food a day, we can't sustain that.
It probably won't eat every day. Dragons,
we'll see.
if they're at all like lizards, they may eat a lot now, but then it may actually go to sleep now and stay asleep for the next week or two.
Dragons are most definitely not like lizards.
Jewel had that
Okay.
bowl that generated food for her. She kept eating that all the time. But wasn't that limited to man-sized creatures? Well, we never knew.
Dragons are what dragons do, basically.
Yep.
They can go incredibly long times without eating, or they can feast every day.
So are you going to make any long-term plans with regards to this dragon, or are you going to play it by ear, day by day kind of thing?
What can we actually see with true seeing?
Hang on, I've never said I cast it yet.
No, I'm not saying that you did, but it's a general question. I'd like to know what we can actually see with true seeing.
True seeing shows you what is true. It basically pierces almost everything.
So if this is not really a radiant dragon, would we see it?
Yeah. Unless
Okay.
there's something else going on. That now very little gets around true seeing. True seeing is very much a
That's why it's like 300 gold a cast.
Yeah.
I think magic resistance might be one of the only things that can go around it.
No, actually, because true seeing is not acting on the creature. Magic resistance does not apply.
No, yeah, you're seeing what things are.
We do have true seeing in one of the books, but it's a level 6 spell.
Yeah, no, I've got it memorized. So.
Yeah, for a wizard version, it's a bit higher level.
I don't know if you or Finn even bought the spell components to even cast the spell, because it takes like 1d6 months to do that.
I do have it on one scroll.
Okay.
But it's 12th level casting, so there's a risk of failure.
No,
And the fact that it's so
Level
short, is definitely one of those things of wait until you actually know that it's going to work kind of thing, especially with that material
Level
component.
could cast it.
No, I'll cast it. I actually got the spell and the components to cast it, so. And I mean, if I ever get knocked out or separated, then you still got your own means to do it. Whatever scenario you find yourself in.
Oh yeah, you don't have to cast the true seeing on yourself.
No, I can cast it on anyone. I'm going to cast on myself because I can be subtle about it, I guess.
Yeah, cast like so again, like going back to the magic resistance thing. If you were to cast it on someone else with magic resistance that they can't drop or that they don't know that this is coming, that is when magic resistance would apply. But just looking around at things, magic resistance does not apply. Other things might apply. All right.
I give explicit instructions on the crew in my room. Do not touch my safe. It is trapped to kill you.
Okay. They will do so. All right. So you have crew in your cabin. Anyone else want crew in their cabin?
Well, Braxon can't put crew in his cabin. But we could have...
Ockar will go with what you want for, with you sharing his cabin. If you want some crew, yeah, just because he's not here right now, so.
Okay, well, we'll have some for the time being.
Okay.
Lever proposes to have, let's say, 2 people in the library.
All right.
Yeah, we can have in the library. Braxon, do keep in mind that Ockar also has Biomulf in his cabin.
Yeah.
That's true.
Lenelius will request some crew in his cabin. Margoth will opt not to have any.
Okay.
Could Lera set Tayan to follow the dragon around?
You might think it's food.
Well, Tayan is small enough and really good in hiding.
I think Tayan might be too small for the dragon to be interested in.
Yes.
Even as a food.
Exactly.
But still, it would be risky.
Well, the question is still up for Old.
I mean, yeah, you can.
All right, then she will.
All right.
can she sort of make it understand that if possible it should not be seen by it?
You can convey that it should try to remain hidden, yeah.
Okay, she'll
Now,
do that.
are you going to have Tayan wait out in the corridor outside Braxon's quarters, or are you going to try to have Tayan sneak into Braxon's quarters?
Now that's a question. If somebody opens the door in a way that the dragon is not woken up, then she'll send Tayan in to have a quick look.
Tayan would have no ability to verify that. So, like, if it's open the door, go in, sure. But open the door, go in if the dragon's still asleep, that's not something that Tayan can verify.
No, that's not what I meant. What I meant was if we have somebody, not Tayan is not capable of opening the door, so somebody would have to open the door. And it would have to be somebody where we can fairly certain that the dragon won't wake up.
Tayan can squeeze through tiny spaces. If Tayan could find a way into Braxon's cabin.
Oh, okay.
These
So I tell
cabins are
Tayan
not
to have
like,
a look.
unless you've taken precautions, these cabins are not completely sealed off and everything like that.
Braxon, did you leave a little hole so Tayan can get through and snuggle up to you?
You mean like a cat flap type of thing?
No, I mean Tayan
Hermetically
can
sealed.
squeeze under doors if there's sufficient space. Tayan can go through, find nooks and crannies between boards and stuff like that. Go along the ceiling, try to crawl in through gaps and stuff like that. Like, if you say go into that room, Tayan will try to find a way in, and there might be a way in. But like the doors on your cabins do not are not flush with the floor kind of thing and stuff like that.
Okay, so yes, she will ask Tayan to go in and have a look. Well, now, how concise can she be? What she would like Tayan to do is to observe, really, and as soon as they observe. Can Tayan sort of convey images of what the dragon is doing?
Tayan can convey to you emotions. Like, it's emotions based on what it is. His emotions based on what he's detecting.
Uh-huh. We can try.
Okay. Give me a D20, please.
Uh-huh. Bloop.
Tayan refuses to go in and get anywhere close to that, and Tayan is almost like when you send him there and try to get him to go in, he starts to do so, and then you just get like these waves of intense fear rolling back, and he flees back to you.
Okay. Well, that's information as well. She passes that on to the others. So is it fear from smelling, or is it fear from sort of like an aura from the other thing?
You're not exactly sure how that came, like what the actual cause was. That you can't tell, and Tayan is not able to convey information about that. It's instinct. It's all instinctual.
Okay. Well, it certainly gave us a little bit of information. So it passes that on to the others. Could Beomorph actually smell something?
I'm not going to do anything with Beomorph without Ockar here.
Oh, what a pity. Okay.
Because that's getting into a situation where potentially putting someone else's, character and followers and stuff like that at risk without their permission. I don't like doing that. It's one of the reasons why, in general, a player who's not here, their character will do very, very little.
Solas says to Leva that tomorrow he can ask Dayan for more if he wants, if she wants.
You don't think you're going to get more because this is instinct.
You would need like Cloak of Brave or Resist Fear to override his fear. And Dragon Fear is quite hard to overcome.
Lafdul,
Yeah.
would you happen to have your telepathy spell memorized?
Yeah.
Because I could go in.
What's the plan?
I turn myself into something very small, sneak in, have a look. Let you know what I see.
No. I mean, alright. I will
Could even combine this with your true seeing plan if you want.
I guess. Has anyone else got any ideas while we're at it?
Only thing that Solas comes to Solas' mind that Leva's amulet of ESP might be helpful in keeping track on him.
It's a shame I can't give mind read to him. Actually, mind read doesn't say that it's blocked by a door. It's just a range.
Correct.
So I just got to be near the Braxon's room and I can get surface thoughts.
You basically have to know that someone is there, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know he's there.
Yeah. Like one of its uses is to, like, you know, if you're in a dungeon, you've blocked a door and you can hear some sounds on the outside to try to, like, you know, figure out whether they're plotting to attack you or something like that.
It makes me want to just kind of burn through my sanctuary changing spells. That's what I could take memory read and learn what the last. I don't know. Yeah. No. I've got true seeing, and we'll do the mind read to see if he's awake or not first.
All right. Let's see. There's a saving throw for it too.
Only if they're aware of it. If mind read is used part of an interrogation, intelligent aware subject receives a saving throw -2 penalty. But they have to be aware of it.
You do not get any results from your mind read.
Either he's cautious or he's got magical protection.
Well, he is a dragon. Dragons usually have some kind of magic resistance.
To be fair, when Jewel was here, I could not pry through my ring of X-ray vision. That was blocked by some magic as well. So it wouldn't surprise me. Do I get other people's mental things?
Yeah, you get some surface thoughts from like crew and stuff like that.
All right, then I guess I will fork out this 300 gold use for trucing on Finn, and I will cast telepathy on him.
Okay. Then I think what we will do is take our break here, and you two can do that when we come back. So that's going to be shift 2, like basically before Finn goes to sleep. So Finn, you will not have had a chance to change up like first or second level spells, and this will be after Lafdul gets his spells for the day.
I was going to say that's perfectly fine because I'm going to be in an animal form and won't be able to use spells anyway.
That is true. But in case you had spells that you wanted to change up for later or something like that. Yeah, so we'll be taking our break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. Good time to stretch your legs, get something to drink. And when we come back, we will see what what Finn's rodent eyes or whatever can can see. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone.
We'll see you then.